Jam, by now one of the biggest bands in the world, consciously stepped back from the spotlight, guarding their image more carefully than ever.
Why would you wanna hurt me? No.
There was a visible backing off. I mean, Pearl Jam gathered the troops, circled the wagons, and shut up,
Yeah, stopped doing interviews, stopped making videos.
Instead, the band focused on political and social issues, like abortion rights, free speech, and affordable ticket prices.
They were trying to chart a new course that didn't include catering to the media or just playing the game that most major label bands have to do.
Record companies moved quickly to fill the void left by Pearl Jam and Nirvana. They scoured the globe searching for radio-friendly grunge bands who looked good in flannel.
The market was getting saturated because there were Nirvana-like clones coming from, around the country and other countries.
When that band Silverchair happened, like those little kids who kind of were really cute little kids who sort of looked like Kurt Cobain and kind of played like Nirvana. I thought that was pretty funny.
As the Seattle scene unraveled, heroin finally caught up with Alice in Chains frontman Lane Staley. In 1994, the band canceled tour dates citing health problems, and soon went on hiatus.
Ain't found a way to kill me yet.
I'd heard a lot of stories about Lane. I mean, there was so much talent there, and drugs have just hurt so many people.
I just think there was way too much going on inside that band. And it just kind of, I think it was just an implosion.
Let's just hope that Lane emerges again. I don't know what the hell he's doing now, but I'm telling you, it's probably not up to good.
In April 1997, Soundgarden delivered the final blow. One of the last remaining bands from the original grunge compilation Deep Six finally called it quits.
12 years is a long time, and we're just four guys that, relationships you have to juggle, and they're growing independently from the band as well.
It was devastating, but at the same time, I understood it. I was just bummed that I was never going to get to see him again.
To some, grunge died along with Kurt Cobain in 1994. To others, it was over when Soundgarden split. Still plenty of screaming going on in Seattle. Coming up, the music formerly known as grunge.
Rock is short-lived, We have no good excuse to still be around. We just are.
No, nothing, no.
Yeah.
The 90s drew to a close, and the Seattle scene fell apart. It was nearly impossible to separate the music from the hype. Grunge had become a dirty word.
People got so tired of grunge, a lot of people really wanted to distance themselves.
Let's just forget about the whole grunge thing, okay? Just because, I don't know why, but most people around here, when you say that word, want to, take a swing.
Between ideals and ambitions that had ripped apart Green River 10 years earlier slowly did the same to the scene itself. Ultimately, grunge was dragged down by the weight of its own stereotypes.
It's hard not to laugh at a term like grunge. It's like you're supposed to go out and sound grungy. Nobody wants to be pigeonholed like that.
I got sick of hearing about Seattle. I didn't want to listen to it.
Those who made it big, and even those who didn't, learned about rock stardom the hard way.
I think that my friends that became famous, fame was hard to deal with. It wasn't as fun anymore.
You find out it's a business, run by these other people, and then you're part of it, and you're part of a machine, and it's not what it all appears, It's not like, ooh, everything's fixed now.
As soon as they had any taste of success, they were immediately surrounded by the worst possible people on earth. And the way that they conducted business is no different than anybody else ever before them. That's all those bands, all across the line.
After a while, all they wanted was to escape the mess the media had left them.
What have we done?
formed a power pop band, the Foo Fighters.
Dave was always like he was always a good sort of pop punk songwriter. Even before he was in Nirvana, he did these cassettes that were very popular in the underground.
Soundgarden's Chris Cornell, Alice in Chains' Jerry Cantrell, and others charted solo careers. And Courtney Love became a pop star and Hollywood actress.
I think she's incredibly talented as a musician. I think she was dealt a really bad deck of cards, but she's done well with it.
Pearl Jam continued to succeed on their own terms. In 2000, they tweaked the industry yet again with the release of 72 live albums from a recent tour.
Pearl Jam made such a deliberate decision to pull back and not to go after selling 10 million records every time out.
It's like, are they trying to destroy their career? In reality, I think they just didn't like to put up with total, complete bullshit.
Fittingly, the band's highest charting single ever, a cover of the oldie Last Kiss, wasn't a grunge song. As for the Seattle bands who never made it big, they're playing the same music they always did.
We're still making records, it's still going strong. I see absolutely no end in sight for this. This is what I do. And I was doing it before any of that stuff happened.
Well, I'm crawling out of my skin. Yeah, rock is short-lived. We have no good excuse to still be around. We just are.
No, nothing else.
Yeah.
Only today, no one calls it grunge.